aspirations, but forecasts of world titles in their future.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, good evening and welcome to the Desert Diamond Arena here in Glendale, Arizona, USA. We are live on DAZN for a big night of World Championship professional boxing. It's all being brought to you courtesy of Mr. Eddie Hearn of Matchroom Boxing. We're sponsored by Bet Online, Stagefront, and O'Reilly Auto Parts, the professional parts people. All of tonight's bouts are sanctioned under the Arizona Boxing Commission. The executive director is Danny A. Vella. The chairman is Scott Fletcher. Introducing your three judges scoring our first contest from ringside. From the United Kingdom, Steve Gray. From Poland, Gregors Malenda. And from the United States of America, Jesse Reyes. At the sound of the bell, your third man in the ring, referee Mark Kaloy. And now, ladies and gentlemen, 6 rounds of boxing scheduled in the featherweight division. Introducing first, fighting into the red corner, he wears the black and red. He scaled 123 pounds. His professional record, 8 wins against 4 defeats. He has 2 draws with 4 wins coming by way of knockout. He fights out of Phoenix, Arizona. Please welcome Edgar Ortiz Jr. Ortiz Jr. And his opponent across the ring fighting out of the blue corner. He wears the black trunks with the red and blue trim. He scaled 125 3/4 pounds. His professional record thus far perfect, 7 fights, 7 victories, with 3 of them coming by way of knockout. He fights out of Liverpool, England. Here is the undefeated Joe McGrail.
Okay, gentlemen. Okay, athletes, we've already gone over the rules in the dressing room. I expect for you to obey my commands at all times. Most importantly, protect yourselves at all times. If I say stop, you stop whatever you're doing and you listen for my commands. Punches in this area will be legal. Punches in this area will be legal. Touch gloves. Chuck and want this.
So we're all set for our opening contest here on Before the Bell. Corey Erdman and the Latin Snake Sergio Mora calling all the action for you. Earlier on here tonight, we're excited to get a look at Joe McGrail making his U.S. debut here in our opener. 6 rounds in the 126-pound division. Taking on Edgar Ortiz Jr. We last saw McGrail scoring a first-round TKO over Jake Pollard in March of this past year. And Joe had some hand issues, suffered a cut in that fight as well. Had to back on the mend, but back in action now to close out the year.
Yeah, McGrail, unlike his brother, has more of a professional style. You see his technique is a little bit better. He's more stationary on his feet. He plants on the power, digs down to the body really nicely. He fights with a good rhythm for you. It's a good-looking fighter. He passes the eye test.
And I think Ortiz might have felt that power already. That left hook about 20 seconds ago looked like it might have wobbled Ortiz. And certainly that left hook to the body wouldn't have felt nice either.
Wide shoulders, he keeps his hands up. You know, it's a shotgun jab that he has, and he uses it as a measuring stick as well. So right there, he's popping him off just to keep him in check. But you'll see him paw it at times as well. And of course, he comes around the guard with a hook. Very educated left hand.
Nice uppercut there from McGrail. We've seen a couple of those early here. And this is an interesting step for McGrail. This is really his first step outside of the UK and European journeyman circuit. He's been facing a lot of winless opponents, guys with explicitly upside-down records. And look at that body shot. And that one turned Ortiz upside down. He is writhing in pain on the canvas right now.
I doubt he gets up. He got caught too early to the body, and those are going to linger. That pain's going to linger.
There is a lot of time for McGrail to work with here. He said he wanted, and not just wanted, but promised a knockout in his U.S. debut, and he has a golden opportunity to cash in here in the opening round.
Well, if he's going to cash in the ticket, it's going to be back downstairs to the body. It's not going to take much for Ortiz to drop again.
Ortiz got rocked back with a right hand there as McGrail looking for another one of those left hooks to the body. He finds a route right there, and Ortiz felt that one.
Watch the elbows, Joe. Watch the elbows, Joe.
Ortiz's game, though. Ortiz's game. He's throwing back left hooks. You got to give him credit. Right now, it'll serve McGrail right just to go back to the shotgun jab, go back to the power jab. those body shots are being blocked. They still hurt, but they're being blocked. So open him up with some nice uppercuts and jabs.
Half a minute left to go here for McGrail to work with if he wants this first round knockout.
See, that's one thing that Gennady Golovkin was really good at. When he had opponents hurt.
Oh, down goes Ortiz on another left hook to the body. And you could hear the audible gasp from Ortiz. He gets back up, and he might just make it out of this round. What a display of toughness from Ortiz Jr. Certainly feeling those body shots, Sergio, but he'll make it out of the round.
He's game, he has courage, he's here to fight. Gotta give him credit.
Is he going forward? I need you to work the pressure.
Good body shot right there, Ortiz attempted, but you gotta admire McGrail's counter shots, and of course, that body shot, man. I mean, any fighter, you got under 10 fights, 7-0 McGrail, and he's already throwing body shots like that, vicious shots to the liver, not smothering himself. And this is what I was talking about. That one straight a little low right there, so it was right for Ortiz to complain. But other than that, man, I love what I'm seeing with McGrail, not smothering his power.
Keep your hands up and go forward. Push your chest back and start fucking swinging. Check yourself up, up.
Back in the corner.
Round 2 underway. We'll see if the minute of reprieve has allowed Edgar Ortiz Jr. to recover after 2 vicious body shots sent him to the canvas in the opening round. Saw Paul Stevenson in the corner of Joe McGrail. He's been the trainer of both Joe and Peter, basically for their entire boxing careers. And Sergio, the McGrail brothers told us yesterday at fighter meetings that only recently did they resume sparring one another. They got back to technical sparring after years of laying off.
I'm sure their mother doesn't like that. Me and my brother, I have 3 brothers, and we kick each other's butts. But when it comes to boxing, man, it's a different level, man. You have to have some kind of spite for the guy that's in front of you, and there's no brotherly love in that, man.
I need you to go forward, Torito. Let's go. Right there. Right there to work. More than
You
one.
can hear the corner of Edgar Ortiz asking him to come forward. He does, and he walks into a 4-punch combination.
Even on the back foot, McGrail's an excellent counter power puncher. I mean, he caught that, come back with a hook, and a vicious 4 or 5 punch combination.
Another left hook to the body, right along the belt line. That will be ruled legal. And the count up to 5 from referee Mark Kalloy.
Ortiz down 3 times, bounce back up 3 times. Look at that little bounce back of McGrail to not smother himself. See that little bounce back right there to make the space for the power. That's educated feet, man. Educated hands and intelligent footwork.
Steps right back in with that shotgun jab that you've been asking for, as well as a straight right hand.
I would like to see lead right hands by McGrail. You know, he throws a great, piercing jab, but if he can start alternating his attack through the front door, he's going to actually have more success with the body shots and coming around the guard. He can even turn that to a 2-1-2, instead of just a 1-1-2.
McGrail trying to loop that right hand a little bit.
Yeah, those looping right hands will land as long as you fool your opponent. You bait them in with other shots. You throw away some punches, like my trainer used to say. Throw away 2 to land the big 3.
I think oftentimes, Sergio, we do see against fighters like Ortiz who have such a high and tight guard. Oh boy, that'll work too. Forget about the looping right hand. It was all about the left hooks to the body. That's number 4, and that is it.
I like the stoppage. I like the stoppage by the ref. but he's a game, solid opponent with a winning record. You know, so he's only been stopped one time, and now McGrail is the second fighter to stop him.
All right, make this one official.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Mark Kalloy calls a halt to this contest. The official time of the stoppage, 2 minutes and 40 seconds of round number 2. Declaring your winner by TKO, he's still undefeated, Joe McGrail.
So the 21-year-old Joe McGrail improves to 8-0 and has a sparkling U.S. debut here in Phoenix, setting the table for his brother a little bit later on our main broadcast. And of course, we are setting the table for next week in Riyadh. It is the day of reckoning, an absolutely stacked card. Sergio, you're going to be there, and this is one that is just chock full of big names and chock full of intrigue.
Yeah, man, all eyes are going to be in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. And, you know, you got the big boys fighting, where every fight can end with one punch. Everyone loves heavyweight boxing, and we got some of the best that night.
Potentially plenty of knockouts in Saudi Arabia next weekend. But how about the man who just scored a knockout? He's standing by with our Sofia Gutierrez.
All right, Joe, not a bad way to start your U.S. debut. Tell me, what type of statement do you think you made tonight?
A good one, second round stoppage. Feel like I looked good as well while I was in there, so couldn't really have asked for a better debut.
During the presser, you kept saying these are the types you want and that you're pushing for. Tell me, what does a win do for your career?
Just keeps pushing me in the right direction, you know. I'll be looking to get back out again next month and just stay busy and keep winning and keep pushing on, and we'll be ready for titles soon enough.
A great fight. Your brother's also going to be kicking off the broadcast. Are you going to change and get ready to watch your brother perform?
Yeah, go and get a little shower, scran, freshen up, and then right back to support my brother, yeah.
Great performance, great win. Excited to see your journey.
Sean, thanks.
Joe McGrail victorious over Edgar Ortiz Jr. Quick work, getting the TKO through 4 knockdowns, and the stoppage coming in the second round as Joe McGrail improves to 8-0. And we saw a lot of pop, a lot of shots to the body, and a lot of spitefulness from Joe McGrail in the best way possible, showing the patience as well, as Ortiz got up twice in the first round and was able to just make it out of that opening round. McGrail did a good job showing patience for a 21-year-old and the pedigree that made him an ABA national champ in the UK. Those body shots were punishing from Joe McGrail. A victory here for the 21-year-old. He passes the eye test for sure here stateside, and a big opportunity for Joe McGrail to kick us off on Before the Bell as he gets his hand raised and stops his second straight opponent here in Glendale, Arizona. Eddie Hearn, Justin Shackle with you as we roll along here on Before the Bell. Real quick, let's get some the bad news out of the way, Eddie. Fight day 5K, you fell just short, but I heard you were compromised. Is this correct?
Well, you know, the problem is I gave it the big one all last week, you know, about the big race and how I'm just, I'll never quit, I'll never give up. And then 1K in, the hamstring went and I had to abandon ship. I'm actually disgusted with myself, but I've forgotten about it. Thanks for mentioning it. And I was pleased to see young Joe McGrail there with a real fantastic statement.
Excellent performance. You've been talking all week, not just obviously Sonny Edwards coming here to make his U.S. debut. You have a lot of young fighters taking a step up in competition, coming here to the U.S., and for a 21-year-old to perform this way, what does it say about him in the immediate future?
I keep saying it's so important to go out there and grab the attention of fans watching on the live stream, but watching in the arena as well. They will all remember Joe McGrail's name tonight, right? And I know there's a lot of levels to get to, but when you're at this level and you are levels better than your opponent, you've got to go out there and you've got to absolutely take them apart. And that's what he did. Sat down on his punches, the shot selection, the body punching was absolutely brutal, superb.